Thank you so much for watching this edition of Fox 7 Austin's Crime Watch digital exclusive. I'm Katie Jackson. We're taking a look this morning at some of the crime stories that have made headlines recently in our area and around the state. We'll start here. The backlog at the courthouse is causing a problem at the jailhouse. Almost 600 people, all charged with violent crimes, are in Travis County jails. Data obtained by Fox 7 shows specific inmate population has dramatically increased from what it was 10 years ago. Fox 7 Austin's Rudy Koski has the details.
The Travis County jails, as of Tuesday afternoon, were holding 2,366 inmates. The majority of those locked up, accused of committing violent crimes. 29% in maximum security and 60% in medium security cells. The facilities were built 30 years ago, and in a statement sent to Fox 7, Sheriff Sally Hernandez said, "The housing units were not designed to handle this many violent offenders. It's a serious challenge for TCSO because while we may technically have a bed available, that doesn't mean we can put someone in it. We cannot put a maximum security inmate into a minimum security housing unit."
We may not be able to arrest ourselves out of the problem, but I certainly think we can prosecute ourselves out of it.
Austin Police Association President Michael Bullock is not surprised by the large number of violent offenders in the county jails, or that most are still awaiting trial.
There just seems to be no sense of accountability that's actually happening once we book somebody into the jail, and the follow-through, which in our experience is just leading to people committing more crime and more of the same crime, or increasing in violence where they may not have before.
Fox 7 requested a one-day snapshot of the Travis County jail population. On September the 25th, 2025, there were 134 inmates charged with murder. 10 years ago, there were 42. On the 25th of September, 434 inmates were facing charges of aggravated assault, the majority armed with a deadly weapon. In 2015, that population count was 276.
I do believe that it's starting to get a little bit rough.
Roman Ramos saw it firsthand Monday morning when he found the body of a woman near the garage where he works. Security camera video shows a blue sedan drove into a field off of Highway 183 near Lamar, and the woman was dumped there. The incident reminds Ramos of the violent days back in the early 80s.
Growing up, seeing all the crimes that goes on, I feel like, people should, man up or own up to the crimes that they done, and I feel like, Austin should just come down on the crime.
An arrest in this case will take up another jail cell and add to the growing judicial waiting list. Courthouse backlogs and procedural missteps have already resulted in cases being dismissed or pled down to lesser charges.
If prosecution did their job, if punishments were appropriate, and where someone is harmed, where there is physical harm to another person, there is severe enforcement and punishment for those things, then I think you can prosecute your way out of these problems, because that means that the system is actually holding people accountable.
That was Rudy Koski. One person is behind bars after holding a woman hostage in Northeast Austin. Police got a call around 4 a.m. on October 4th from a person reporting their daughter sent a text she was being held against her will. APD responded to a home at Phelan Road near DeSalle and East Runberg around 4:20. When they got there the daughter was in the backyard of the home. The suspect was still inside the house with a handgun and barricaded himself inside with another family member. SWAT was called to the scene. Hostage negotiators were there until that suspect surrendered just before 9. Officials say no one was hurt. APD is investigating a murder off of Research Boulevard in North Austin. Police say they found a woman's body behind a business. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has the story.
Late last night, early this morning, we had a female murdered right here in our city.
Fannie Hayes Barnacle says she was camping out with her husband and dog in the field next to the German auto shop off Research Boulevard when it happened.
I heard something like a pop. I thought first hearing a gunshot. Then me and my husband, I said, well, maybe it was firecrackers because it's not a loud bang. So I went back to sleep. And so I think my husband saw our car come through. And that was after we had dinner, so that was like late, between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. But there was no activity, no fighting, no evidence of struggle with anything like that.
It wasn't until around 7:40 in the morning when police got a call that someone coming into work at the auto shop found a woman lying in the woods behind the shop.
I don't know what kind of gap we're looking at from the time it took place to the time it was reported, or the victim was observed in the back of the property.
Police say the woman is in her 30s or 40s. Her name hasn't been released yet, and police have not yet found the person responsible.
We don't have any suspects in custody. We don't have any vehicle descriptions.
But they say they're confident they'll figure out who did it and why it happened.
To the person responsible for this, plain and simple, we're coming for you and we will find you.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
New details about the arrest in a Georgetown triple homicide from last month. Raul Franco Jr. is charged with capital murder of multiple people in connection with the deaths of Denisha Brooks, her cousin Alonzo Hawkins, and her daughter, 8-year-old Olivia Brooks. Fox 7 Austin's Brianna Carroll has that.
That just crushed us. I think that crushed everyone. And we're still trying to pick up pieces, and we can't.
All 3 victims were shot dead inside a Georgetown apartment last month. Their bodies were discovered by a friend who went to check on Denisha after she hadn't responded to calls or texts. Arrest documents say investigators were told that Franco, the son of Denisha's roommate, had attempted to break into the apartment the day before the murders occurred.
Someone tried to kick in her door and get into their apartment per her, and she had gone and got Alonzo because she was scared and she couldn't get anyone to help her fix her door handle. So he said that he would help fix it. And then that night, he stayed the night there because, that's our family. We're all protectors. We all want to be supportive and make sure everyone's safe. And he wanted to make sure she was safe. So he spent the night. And then this happened.
After responding to the scene, police obtained surveillance footage from nearby businesses showing a person carrying a backpack and matching Franco's description entering the victim's apartment around 7 a.m. on September 13th. Police say that person left the apartment about an hour later without the backpack. Upon searching the property, police found a backpack in the bedroom of Monica Borgian, Franco's mother. That bag contained an empty holster and a medical ID band belonging to Franco.
A Williamson County judge will not lower the bond for a teenager facing a mass shooting charge. Ricky Thompson is currently being held for last year's violence at a Juneteenth celebration in Round Rock. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has that story.
Ricky Thompson's defense attorney was pushing for his bond to be lowered from $1 million to $500,000. District attorney arguing it would be dangerous for him to have a bond he could potentially afford and be able to get out. 18-year-old Ricky Thompson walks into the Williamson County courtroom in an orange jumpsuit. He's being held in the Williamson County jail on $1 million bond. The district attorney says he and Keyshawn Dixon are the main guys involved in last year's Juneteenth celebration mass shooting. Thursday morning, Thompson's defense attorney was pushing for his bond to be lowered, saying he's a teen who wants to finish school and has a support system that'll help him stay on track if he were to get out. The Williamson County District Attorney fighting against it.
We believe it's a danger to the community to have Ricky Thompson out in the community.
Thompson's grandmother testified before the shooting at Old Settlers Park, her home that Thompson was staying at was shot up on 2 different occasions.
To be clear, there was no shootings from Ricky Thompson or his friends. There was no violence from them. It was one way to them.
His grandmother said to this day, they still receive threats.
If he was released, though, do you believe that there would be more shootings directed towards him?
I think it's pretty absurd to say that a child should be locked in a cage so they don't get shot. I think we need to, that's not what bond is. It's not what jails are for. In fact, you don't put people in jail to protect them. You put the other people in jail that are trying to shoot them.
Court records reveal this all started after Thompson and Dixon's rap groups started feuding with each other. Thompson's aunt says she knew Thompson made music, but had never listened to it or watched his videos. The DA told her the videos include stacks of money, profanity, and guns that look like machine guns.
Is this the boy that you talk to every afternoon?
No, it's not. It's not at all. I am aware that they're supposedly guns and asked him about it, and he said they were props.
But he had a real gun that he fired at Old Settlers Park at the Juneteenth celebration, right?
So I'm told.
2 people were killed and 14 others were injured in that shooting. Thompson has spent almost 500 days in jail since, and that number will continue to rise. The judge denied his request for a lower bond. In fact, she added more restrictions in case he does post the $1 million bond. The district attorney tells me he hopes to take Keyshawn Dixon's case to trial first, hopefully in the new year. He says there are thousands of pieces of digital evidence he has to go through, and it's going to take a while. Reporting from the Williamson County Courthouse, Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
Texas National Guard troops are now on the ground in Chicago despite pushback and a new lawsuit from Democratic leaders there who called the deployment unlawful. The deployment is part of President Trump's latest immigration enforcement crackdown. Governor Abbott confirmed on X that Texas troopers have arrived and they're ready to go. Fox 7 Austin's Jenna King has more.
Monday, Governor Greg Abbott posting a photo to X of military personnel boarding a plane without saying where they were headed. By Tuesday, Texas National Guard troops were spotted at an Army Reserve Center just south of Chicago. Emergency response vehicles and supply trailers were also seen being set up on site. The Trump administration says the mission is to protect federal buildings and personnel in the city.
The president has the constitutional responsibility to enforce the laws of the United States, and those laws include the immigration laws. And the president has the authority to call up National Guard to assist in enforcing those laws. And that's exactly what the president is doing.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker expects Illinois National Guard troops to also be activated alongside about 400 from Texas. Pritzker has accused the president of using troops as political props and pawns.
People are frightened about the potential of military troops coming to our neighborhoods. People are fearful of masked men in unmarked vans who could grab them on a street corner because of how they look or how they sound.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson called the deployment unconstitutional, illegal, and dangerous. Pritzker and other state leaders insist the troops are not needed, urging President Trump to speak out against political violence.
I would like to hear the President of the United States, instead of pointing fingers, simply say that political violence has no place in this country and that the President does not condone it.
In the suburb of Broadview, tensions between ICE agents and protesters have boiled over, resulting in multiple arrests. Officials say pepper spray bullets and gas were used to disperse crowds. Protesters claim they're exercising their rights, while agents say they're interfering with operations. In response, the mayor imposed a curfew.
I support the protesters' constitutional rights and their cause, but the repeated clashes with ICE agents are creating an environment that disrupts the quality of life for those who live and work here. Our residents deserve dignity, peace, and respect. This is our community, not yours.
We're going to make Chicago really great again, and we're going to stop this crime. Then we're going to go to another one, and we're going to go city by city.
That was Jenna King reporting. A man investigators believe is responsible for a series of church break-ins has struck again. The latest happened recently in Liberty Hill. Fox 7 Austin's Rudy Koski talked to investigators.
The break-in at the Vintage Church in Liberty Hill happened Sunday afternoon, shortly after the morning worship service.
And he came in really quick.
Ministry Director Beth Allen says she practically crossed paths with the burglar.
So we had just left for the day, closed up the building right after our second service, and we're pulling out. And my family and I and one of our other pastors on the surveillance camera, we left, and within 2 minutes he was in the parking lot and getting in the building.
To get in, the back doors to the building were pried open with a crowbar. Cut marks from the crowbar can also be seen on one of the interior doors. Security cameras inside the church captured images of the man as he casually walked through the building. Fox 7 was shown how he went up a set of stairs to the pastor's office.
The glass pane that was on this door was broken, and that's how he entered the secure room.
The burglar apparently was looking for something quick and easy to take. Despite all the effort, it seems he left empty-handed.
Yeah, it's a little alarming that he walked past so many things. He walked past sound equipment, iPads, guitars, all kinds of things. And it looks like he was probably just looking for the offering.
The Liberty Hill break-in is similar to recent church burglaries in Jonestown and Lago Vista. Security camera images from those cases indicate the same man is responsible for all 3 break-ins. The same type of red SUV was used. Additional clues now include a close-up image of a unique tattoo on the man's arm, a footprint on a door that he kicked in, and his backpack that was found behind the main building.
It's one thing to break into someone's house. It's another thing to break into a building. This person is now breaking into churches. I mean, we've hit an all-time low at this point, in my opinion.
As investigators close in, they offer this advice for local congregations.
I think my message to the churches are, of course, as always, go through your security measures. Make sure that your cameras are working. Make sure that your cameras are aimed in the right position. Make sure that your doors are locked at the end of the day.
The images are certainly unsettling for a welcoming congregation. And while members hope for an arrest, there's also something else.
We definitely believe that forgiveness is not beyond anyone's means, and we hope that he finds Jesus.
I'm told that the Vintage Church opened their building there in Liberty Hill just 3 months ago. If you recognize this man, contact the Williamson County Sheriff's Office, the Travis County Sheriff's Office, or Jonestown Police. I'm Rudy Koski, Fox 7 Austin News.
The Austin Police Department is cracking down on East Breaker Lane. It's been a major crime hotspot the past few years. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shen has those details.
East Breaker Lane in Northeast Austin has been a hotspot for crime. According to APD, since March of 2023, there have been 430 calls for service, 30 guns seized, 10 shot, 78 arrests, and 1 homicide. Nearly half of crime victims are under age 27. Most illegal gun arrests are under age 21.
The increase in violence, the increase in community concerns is something that we had to address.
APD is using a strategy called Place Network Investigation to bring down crime.
Place Network Investigations is a citywide strategy that uses crime science to reduce violence and chronic crime by dismantling the networks that support the place networks.
Police say this area is an after-party location and people congregate in the parking lot. There's Diablos, a strip club, and Michelobos, a bar and event spaces. APD teamed up with the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission, Fire Marshal, Code Enforcement, and Municipal Court to gather intelligence and pull off an operation.
Assembling this team allowed us to really come up with a plan to attack that.
On September 26 at Diablos and Michelobos, authorities seized illegal gaming machines and alcohol. They found numerous code violations and arrested 3 people, Wilfredo Mahera Medina for probation violation and cocaine possession, and Gisela Morales and Miguel Ramos, both for selling alcohol illegally. Diablos is unlicensed, and Michelobos has a 90-day emergency order, which keeps them from operating until a hearing.
The licensed location was storing their alcohol off the premises, which is a violation of the Alcoholic Beverage Code, and the other location obviously does not have a permit. Therefore, they could not have that alcohol there.
A nuisance abatement action was filed against the property owners to try to get them to stop operating.
We will be continuing to use the legal avenues available to us to collaborate with city departments to try and improve the quality of life for the community and the people who live near the property.
Angela Shen, Fox 7 Austin News.
A judge has decided Kendrix White will leave a state mental hospital and be released to a group home. White's responsible for the 2017 stabbing death of a University of Texas student. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis was in the courtroom. She has our update.
Harrison Brown's mother begged Travis County Judge Needles to not release Kendrix White to an outpatient facility, but ultimately she said she needed to follow the law and she granted the application. 7 years after Kendrix White was found not guilty by reason of insanity for the stabbing death of Harrison Brown, he appeared in court. Cameras weren't allowed inside. White was wearing a blue checkered shirt and glasses. He's hoping to leave the Kerrville State Hospital and move to a group home. Fox 7 spoke to Harrison Brown's mother a few months ago.
Fight for Harrison, and I'm going to call everybody. And I want everybody to know that this is about to happen. And if this is what it's going to mean. You know, you should not be okay with it. Nobody should be okay with it, except the killer.
The woman who filed the application to change White's commitment from inpatient to outpatient testified Wednesday. She said White came in experiencing delusional thinking, false beliefs, hallucinations, and nightmares. She says in 2022, White still reported experiencing auditory hallucinations, but hasn't since. This hearing was supposed to happen back in July, but was postponed because of the deadly Kerrville flooding. Records revealed the blood tests taken to be used for that hearing showed White's medication wasn't working correctly, and he was not at therapeutic levels. His doctor said if the hearing would have happened then, she would not have wanted to move forward with his discharge. She said they had to double his dosage to get him back on track, but claims he's stable now. It's unclear when Kendricks White will go to that group home, but a social services provider testified that when he does, he will see a psych provider at least once a month. The facility will be staffed 24/7. There will be check-in and out area. They'll have an 11 p.m. curfew. He will not be GPS tracked, and he will have access to knives. Reporting from the Travis County Courthouse, Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
All right, another crime news around Texas. 10 people recently died over a violent weekend in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 5 people were killed in Dallas County and 5 more were killed in Tarrant County. One victim was shot to death on a Dallas area rapid transit train. Dallas police are investigating why 3 people were killed at a home. In Fort Worth, 1 person died and 5 others were hurt at a nightclub. A mother is being held on a $14 million bond accused of shooting her children. 2 of the kids died in the town of Angleton, south of Houston. Brazoria County Sheriff's Office says 31-year-old Aninda Ramelis is facing 4 charges, 2 murder charges for the deaths of 2 kids, 2 aggravated assault charges for the shootings of 2 more kids. The exact location of the shooting and a motive is not clear. 2 children were taken to hospitals. They're expected to be okay. City of Austin is starting a pilot program to help respond during mental health crises. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has that.
It's going to be the first of its kind. A group of 3 people from Austin Police, Integral Care, and Austin Travis County EMS all responding together to high acuity or what could be dangerous mental health calls.
There's plenty of jurisdictions around the U.S. that has co-response, but they don't respond to these kind of incidents because they're high acuity.
But the city says this response is needed and they want to try it out.
This team is designed to respond to those where there is concern for violence or there's active agitation that indicates a significant risk for harm or escalation. Our goal here is to develop a plan to deploy a team to minimize the risk of those adverse events across our community.
In 2019, clinicians were added to the 911 call center to help those experiencing a mental health crisis on the phone.
Also 911, do you need police, fire, EMS, or mental health services?
Statistics show their intervention has helped decrease arrests and emergency detentions. However, officials have noted more work needs to be done when responding to these types of calls out in the field. Starting later this month, the Austin First pilot program will begin with a crew of 3, Monday through Thursday, 8 in the morning to 6 in the evening in downtown. They'll respond to active 911 calls and also monitor the area for people in need.
How can we reach out and see what needs to be done for this person, not waiting for a call to come in, not waiting for them to be lying on the street? How can we do that?
Part of the beauty of our partnership with Integral Care is it allows us for robust ability to do the follow-up, to ensure that we're tracking individuals that we encounter and that we're intervening and preventing the revolving door that we've seen year after year in terms of mental health crisis.
The pilot is set to last 6 months, and then they'll evaluate what went well and what needs to change. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch.
All right, thank you so much for watching the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital exclusive. Our Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. For more on the stories highlighted in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel. And remember, stream our newscasts and other content on our Fox Local connected TV and mobile apps. They're free to download. You can watch on your phone as well as platforms like Roku and Apple TV.